Here with me now, I have Evan Dobelle, who is the U.S. Chief of Protocol in the Carter administration. Evan, good morning to you. Thank you for being with me. In your role, you arranged some of President Carter's most high-profile trips and really acted as an advisor, right? I'm sure when the news broke this weekend, you were flooded with memories and emotions.
Well, we are. My kid and I, my wife, we're very grateful. Here we are today, where I'm from, Western Massachusetts, in the city of Pittsfield. And he took me as a young mayor. I was 30 years old, and my wife, Kit, and brought us to Washington. And I had the privilege to be chief for protocol. And then after a year and a half, he thought I should do penance for that. And he made me treasurer of the Democratic Party and then chairman of the campaign in 1980. Made my wife the chief of protocol.
Wow.
And then she became chief of staff to the late Rosalind Carter. We've had a great, trusting, loving relationship, and it's a hard day, but it's a day of celebration. He was a consequential president, an extraordinary former president, as a citizen of the world. Very proud of him, and history is going to be kind to him.
Yeah, and we knew this day was coming, but it still feels surreal. As you mentioned, you were just, 30 years old, 31, when President Carter tapped you for the position, the youngest person to ever serve as chief of protocol at that time. Tell us about some of your experiences, and are there any personal interactions or conversations with President Carter that top your list?
Well, it was such an extraordinary time. The president obviously had foreign leaders as a major interest to help America get over the difficulty that we had historically in the 70s. And we had to first economically burn out the economies that he was handed from the Kennedy and Johnson and Nixon administrations of butter and guns. It doesn't work. And so he had to reduce the budget, but internationally, going to the Queen's Jubilee, the 25th Jubilee, going to Nigeria, going to Liberia, places that presidents of the United States didn't really care much about Africa. The president went to Normandy and remembering the alliance with France and England and fighting the Nazis. He himself was a military man as a naval officer. I suspect if his father didn't die and he returned to Plains to run the peanut business, which was critical to that part of Southwest Georgia, he probably would end up Secretary of Defense or Chief of Naval Operations. He was an extraordinary human being. He was serious, but he had enormous humility. And I think his successes were tempered by people understanding it because he didn't take a lot of credit for things.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't about things. He didn't. He always shared the successes, and he always took the hit for things that just didn't go right.
Yeah, impossible to just choose one memory or moment with him. You bring up Plains, Georgia. You've noted before how President Carter never lost touch with his Georgia roots. I mean, he was born in Plains, died in Plains. He'll be buried there. He taught Sunday school there. Talk about his pride in home, especially for a man who's been all over the world, and he wanted to be back in Plains, Georgia.
Look, he grew up without electricity and without water, in a very humble beginnings, and was so privileged to go to the Naval Academy and then become one of Admiral Rickover's nuclear engineers. But he felt a responsibility for that part of the region to leave Hawaii as a captain in the Navy, left Hawaii after 9 years to go back to Plains because it was important to him that the people of Plains and Americus and others were helped by that peanut business that he ran. He was a businessman. He was allergic to peanuts. You know that. He didn't eat peanuts. He grew them and
Isn't that
stored them.
something? Isn't that something that his a huge portion of his life was dedicated to that, and he couldn't even fully enjoy it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.